We have big news!
Addition to the family's coming. That's right, MultiCasking is getting an addition to the family. We're doing
expanding.
We're gonna expand our family. We're doing a reveal right here and now.
We went to the Kentucky Bourbon Trail!
Merry Christmas to us, and this is the addition to the family. Welcome to the family, children.
We're gonna need to start some college funds for all these little fellers.
This is the college fund of one of the children we already have.
Oh, sorry about that.
So yeah, we went to the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. We hit up, I think, 15 distilleries in like 5 days. We went to
a few of them.
A ton of places, did a ton of cool stuff. Somebody here got to char a barrel.
I did. So we met some really cool people along the way. The non-distilleries that we went to, just a couple of bars that we had a really good time at. One was called the Meta, and we met Natalie, I believe.
We met a Natalie at Meta. That's what we did.
And then we met a Michael at, I want to say the bar might have been called the Limbo.
It's like a block down from the Meta. If you're in Louisville, check out the Meta. Do not sleep on their slushy drinks. They're phenomenal. Combined slushy with a little Maker's 46 on top.
But anyway, we had a lot of good time. We met Adam. We talked with Adam at Rabbit Hole.
Adam Edwards at Rabbit Hole. We have an entire series of Rabbit Hole. We went to the Kentucky Bourbon Trail because Adam invited us to Rabbit Hole to film. We filmed a ton of footage there. We're going to be releasing a new Rabbit Hole video that we filmed there at the distillery every Saturday for the foreseeable future.
And he set us up with Steven at the Frazier History Museum.
We are at the very start of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. This is where people come when they start the trail, correct?
Ideally, this is a place for a lot of folks that are coming to Louisville that are staying downtown to get a jump start, do a little research on the trail before either they hit the distilleries here in town, or if they get in their car or a bus or some other type of transportation and go out to the state to the production.
And have a good time there.
Who are you sipping with?
Sipping with Steven.
Sipping with Steven YouTube channel. Check it out.
Yes. And then we met some other people. We went to Evan Williams. We met Wes at Old Forester. And that is where I got to char the barrel.
Yeah, they let you let this one char the barrel. Says, anybody doing any celebrations here today? Like, wedding anniversary right here.
Is there any birthdays today? Any special occasions of any kind?
Wedding anniversary.
Anniversary? Would you like to do the honors?
Boom.
Or you can both press the button too. Great job.
Thank you.
You're like, char the barrel, come on.
I got to push the button. I did. We went to Angel's Envy, Peerless,
Yep. Peerless.
Willet.
Yeah, you're all represented.
Heaven Hill. The thing about Heaven Hill is you would think you could get your hands on some stuff there, but it's not readily in the stores. But if you stand in line when they opened, which was at 10 o'clock when we went, so we were in line about, I don't know, 9:30, but a lot of people get there sometimes earlier than that. And they put out a limited number of bottles. You don't know what it's going to be. So you just stand in line hoping it's going to be something that you want. What?
So what they do, you want the Elijah Craig barrel proof, you want the Larceny barrel proof, you want the single barrel grenade, you want the Elijah Craig 18. They don't have that in the gift shop.
Not in the gift shop.
What they do is they tell you, be here when we open at 10 a.m. There's a line, and we have a limited number of bottles, which we will sell of those things, the Elijah Craig barrel proof, the Larceny barrel proof, the toasted barrel. They come out before they open up the doors and they announce, hey, this is what we have sell today. And that plays a game of telephone down to the end of the line of what
And
they're
we were
selling.
wanting to get the grenade, and the last grenade was sold to the person directly in front of us.
Yeah, it was a husband and
missed
wife,
that
and they each got a grenade.
Yeah. We went to James Pepper.
Oh,
We didn't get to tour the distillery.
no, but
we did get to sip some things.
we're at James Pepper.
We are at the distillery.
We have here a distillery only single barrel proof straight rye at James Pepper. Oh my goodness. The James Pepper Distillery
James Pepper.
is like the best distillery experience. If you want to go to a bar, we have here in town, it's called our Old Town District. Oklahoma City has Bricktown. It's an entire series of bars surrounding the distillery.
It's like a little square, I don't know, block, whatever that is, with a bunch of different
Town Square, top field.
places to go and drink. And we were not fond of one of the places. I can't remember the name of that place, but their whiskey tasted like something that we aged in our barrel, and it was not good.
But James Pepper was phenomenal. That we're not
Yes.
talking about James Pepper.
We're
though.
not talking
No.
about it. We went to Bardstown, and Andrew took us around their
Bardstown. Charlie bottled his very own bottle of whiskey straight from the barrel.
their brick house.
So you're gonna pull it up and hold it up. It'll probably hold itself because it's so stiff. That's gonna fill up and click. Once it clicks, pull it down and you just leave it down.
That's some dark juice right there.
Yes, sir.
Down, leave it down, right?
Yes, sir. This is actually, so our Fusion series, what we drank was this Fusion number 5 is our
Look at that thing of beauty right there.
This is actually going to be
Come on.
the first Fusion we had. And it's got a 13-year Kentucky in it and a 3-year-old Bourbon Irish.
Heck yeah.
So now it's got a 5-year-old and a 15-year-old blend because it was aged. So
And later it's gonna be in my belly.
yes, sir.
We're inside there. Yep, we got Charlie's bottle.
I'm Charlie, by the way. We don't Charlie.
He's Charlie. Went to Four Roses, Wild Turkey, Lux Row, Woodford Reserve. And so there's a couple of things from going on we didn't do them all, but we tried to do as much as we could. A couple of notes that we have from going on this trail.
Tips and tricks for you for going on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
One, they say you're going to get a gift if you have this passport book. And we had our passport book.
Because we're the tourists that like to do touristy things.
Yes, and we forgot to get it stamped at one of the places. But anyway, only 2 of all of the places that we went did you get something for having that book. Bardstown gave us a cute little pin. And then Woodford, you had the ability to purchase a drink that wasn't available to
Anyone
people
else.
that didn't have the book. So
Yeah.
those are the only 2 places that we ran into that offered something.
What she's talking about, we actually should have just had that in our hands to show you.
We should have.
Visual placement. But you buy the Kentucky Bourbon Trail passport.
Here's a picture of it.
How did that get there?
You know.
Jake.
Yeah.
If you buy it, it used to be free, but now it's like $6, and you take that to every distillery, they stamp it. Some of them, though, there was one, wasn't Angel's Envy, I forget who it was, but said, we don't stamp it until you've completed a series of other tasks. Like, okay, whatever. But
I don't remember that, but we did drink a lot.
yeah, but there's a gal, I can't remember which distillery is at. I'd probably call them out if I could remember. I'll think of it later. But like, yeah, we don't sign that. You have to complete a series of tests first. Like, okay, whatever. But Bardstown gives a pin, because when it's stamped, when you visit it with the passport, you're supposed to get a little prize or just a little, hey, thanks for trying this out. But Bardstown and Woodford are the only 2.
Complaint that we have is, you're going to these distilleries, you're going to nose the whiskeys, you're going to taste the whiskeys, that's what you're wanting to do. And the cups that they offer to nose these things.
Now I know where you're going.
Look how wide the rim, I mean, you can't get a good nose in something like this. So that is one complaint that we both had. There were a couple of distilleries that had Glencairns, and even some of the miniature Glencairns, like Heaven Hill had like the miniature Glencairns.
Oh, the minis, yeah, I love those things. We should have one right here. Where's it at?
Well, I don't know where it's at.
Anyway, it's like a water dropper glass.
I had a good time, and we're anxious to open these bottles.
Yes, we are. So we're going to have a ton of Fast and Furious reviews coming out of all these. These are not all the bottles that we came back with. These are just the bottles from the Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
We did also stop at a total.
Yeah, it's dangerous for us to stop at a total wine. But yeah, we came back with 53 bottles. We have some of all the bottles I got, I found one of my top 5 unicorns.
Oh yes, he's very excited to try that.
I was gonna tell you, it's a Garrison Brothers from Texas, and it's a blue label. You figure out what I'm talking about, or stay tuned for the upcoming review.
As we're talking about the Kentucky Trail.
Anyway, we're talking about whiskey. It's all whiskey. I'll put you on the spot. Favorite distillery? Not even gonna include Rabbit Hole, because Rabbit Hole, red carpet for us, all that. So
Right.
taking Rabbit Hole out of the equation, favorite distillery.
So I really enjoyed the Bardstown tour because we got to drink
gosh.
straight out of the barrel, and that was an experience that I have never done before. I've toured distilleries before, but drinking straight out of the barrel, that is something I've always wanted to do, and I got to do it, and I liked it.
You're forgetting a key point. We drank straight from the barrel of whiskeys that will not even be released to the market until 2023 or 2025, I forget which one. They're experimental whiskeys that they're coming out with in years from now. They let us try in year 2 and year 3 of some of the barrels, but they're not even on the market.
They don't even have a name for them, so
They don't have a name.
We'll be able to find them.
One was a wheated, one was a rye, and I think maybe the other one was a rye too. But anyway,
I think there were 2 ryes.
they're an experimental series coming out with a heavy wheat mash bill that won't be out for a few more years.
Yeah. And you, what was your favorite?
I loved Evan Williams' experience. It's a whole I'm a big history guy, so it's a whole historical. We have a thing here called Cowtown. Sometimes they'll film westerns in it, but it's a realistic version of Wichita in the 1800s. They had realistic parts of Louisiana, or Louisville rather, built into their
They had like
business.
their own miniature little
Yeah, it was neat.
set,
It was neat.
theater set.
The museum we went to,
Frazier.
Frazier was sipping with Steven. They have this gigantic desk, and I mean gigantic, like it's 50 feet
That
long.
was neat.
If you've seen Minority Report with Tom Cruise where he's doing all the stuff, they have that in this museum just for whiskey. It's dynamite. It's spectacular.
Everything that's there, and if you want to do something else, you just touch that, and it gives you the birthday bourbon 2016.
Wow, okay.
You can do a search, and then it has everything alphabetized in culture, people, all kinds of different things.
Wow.
Yes.
Love that. Bardstown, right with you. Loved. Who's our Bardstown host?
Andrew
And-
is what I have written down.
Phenomenal guy. He was a musician for a number of years, and he's only been there for a few months. Give him a raise. He did a phenomenal job.
He did.
Yep.
He did.
Pepper was my favorite campus because it was so entertainment friendly. Live bands, bars everywhere. It was neat. Bardstown's my favorite because I got my own stuff. Heaven Hill is probably the most disappointed with.
I would agree with that one. Just because I was expecting to come home with gobs of stuff, I was like, my credit card's gonna hate me at that place.
Oh, they
But,
hated us.
It's still, my credit card still hates me.
Loved our tour guide. We just had a tasting there. Loved her. Forget her name. She's been there for a couple decades. Great hostess. I don't like that they make you wait in line, but they sell everything MSRP. MSRP. They don't upcharge anything, which was
That's true.
there. One thing I think all Kentucky Bourbon Trails kind of sleep on: their gift shops. I don't think there wasn't one gift shop. I'm a big gift shop guy. There wasn't one gift shop that blew me away.
That's true.
Wasn't. Any advice for the folks if they're getting ready to do the trail? Oh, I do.
Well, then if you do, go ahead, spew it out.
Biggest tip I can give you: book your tours
Oh.
before you book your hotels. Hotels will always be available. Tours are not.
We did not get to do the tours, all the tours that we wanted to, even most of the tours actually, because we waited till a couple of weeks before we were going. We're like, oh, let's go ahead and get our tickets.
Yep.
Bad decision because a lot of them were already booked up.
Yeah, Heaven Hill was one we wanted to take that legit Rick House tour.
Right.
Just because they have so many great options.
And there were other distilleries that you could go to the Rick House and drink from the barrel. Heaven Hill was one of them. We didn't get a chance to do any of that, so.
Four Roses. What's the one that was closed? Jim Beam. Jim Beam is closed.
Also Michter's.
Michter's, yeah, they're both closed. Both are due to open in September. Jim Beam just did $1 billion with the B, according to the other distillers we went to. $1 billion renovation. And when they come out here in a few months and they open, it's going to be a completely different experience. So if you've been to Jim Beam before, it's a complete new experience. Four Roses, didn't really care for that either. They call themselves a distillery on a loophole.
Well, I think there is a bigger distillery, but where they have
Yes.
to go taste the whiskey is they say it's a distillery, but it's not really.
They get it on a loophole because they have a still
Yay tall.
that's yay tall, and it's a loophole because it's functional.
Right.
It's where the rick houses are, which they're all one story. It's kind of neat. But-
Yeah.
And we did a live episode from Heaven Hill. If you want to see what the rick houses are like, you can go back to our live for our Christmas in July Fairies contest we did. Live there. So yeah, so just some tips and tricks. If you have a question for us, if you are going to go on the tour, thinking about going on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, be it now or 5 years from now when you're watching this video, leave a comment down below. Let us know what your question is. We'll answer it. We'll give you an honest answer. We're blunt folks. But yeah, all this is about to be reviewed. So hit that subscribe button if you want to see some of these tasty treats.
Plus some more from the
Oh,
total.
we got so many reviews to do.
Yeah.
So I'm Charlie.
I
I'll
need
say-
to fill my glass up. It's empty. It's empty.
I'm Charlie.
Put something in it.
Okay. How about?
No.
All right. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Jean, and I hope you are just as thirsty as we are. I got nothing to drink.